This video is a short introduction to why I believe Jesus, the Son of Man title proves he is not God. For my own detailed research, please see the link below. The expression the Son of Man appears 81 times in the Greek four Gospels, 30 times in Matthew, 14 times in Mark, and 25 times in Luke, and 12 times in John. The Son of Man. There has been much debate for centuries to what Jesus meant and to why Jesus said so many times, "He is the Son of Man." I believe the reason why the Son of Man title is so debated is because of biased people. Trinitarians claim that when Jesus repeatedly called himself the Son of Man, he was claiming to be God. However, the Son of Man title simply proves what most refuse to believe, and my own independent research proves Jesus was continually making a distinction between himself as being a human being and not a pre-existing being or God. At this stage, I can say we know when Jesus said he was the Son of Man, he was referring to an amazing Old Testament prophecy of himself and a messianic title derived from the book of Daniel 7:13 to 14. Let's first have a look at this great messianic title and Old Testament prophecy yet to be fulfilled.
Daniel 7:13-14, World English Bible. I saw in the night visions, and behold, there came with the clouds of the sky one like a son of man. And he came even to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. There was given him dominion, and glory, and a kingdom, that all the peoples, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed.
Now Daniel 7:13 to 14 is clearly the same prophecy told by Jesus in verses like Matthew 24:30 to 31.
And then the sign of the Son of Man will appear in heaven, and then all the tribes of the earth will mourn, and they will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven, with power and great glory.
We have just seen how Jesus referred to an amazing Old Testament prophecy of himself in Daniel 7:13 to 14. However, the amazing Old Testament prophecy of Jesus in Daniel 7:13 to 14 does not explain why Jesus is referred to as the Son of Man, or where the Son of Man title comes from. But please hold on, as I am going to show you what I believe by my own independent research to where the Son of Man title comes from, and the enormous significance to why Jesus so often called himself the Son of Man more than any other name or title. Son of David. Notice in Matthew 9:27 and many other verses like this how Jesus is also called the Son of David. I found an interesting article on the Wikipedia site saying,
the title Son of David indicates Jesus' physical descent from David, as well as his membership of the Davidic line of kings. The phrase is used a number of times in the Gospel of Matthew. It appears in Matthew 1:1 to introduce both the genealogy and the Gospel. It is found on the lips of the blind men healed in Galilee. Have mercy on us, Son of David. Matthew 9:27. The crowd who are amazed at Jesus' healing of a blind, mute and demon-possessed man. Matthew 12:23. The Canaanite woman whose daughter is exorcised. Lord, Son of David, have mercy on me. Matthew 15:22. And the blind men healed near Jericho. Lord, Son of David, have mercy on us. Matthew 20:30. Finally, it also forms part of the shout of the crowds when Jesus enters Jerusalem. Hosanna to the Son of David. Matthew 21:9. A variant of this title is found in Revelation 22:16, where Jesus refers to himself as the root and the offspring of David.
Did you notice the title Son of David indicates Jesus' physical descent from David? So does the Son of Man also indicate Jesus' physical descent? Notice what we read on the website of Bible Study Tools.
Ezekiel. In the book of Ezekiel alone, God calls the prophet Son of Man 93 times. In this context, he was referring to Ezekiel as a human being. It's not until we get to the book of Daniel that we see Son of Man take on greater significance.
We also read on the website of biblicalunitarian.com saying,
there is no debate over Ezekiel's nature. He was a human being, a man, not a spirit being or a separate yet unified part of God.
Can you see how we are now getting very close to understanding why Jesus is called the Son of Man? Friends, I like to save the best until last, and we will now see. To get closer to the meaning of the Son of Man, we must travel back through the entire human line of descent. And when we do, we come to our first ancestors, who were Adam and Eve. As the first woman, Eve, was taken from the first man, Adam, this confirms why Jesus so often called himself the Son of Man, as Jesus was affirming his human form and is affirming his humanity as a man. As Adam means man and Jesus was born as a human, John 1:14, this explains why Christ is called the Son of Man, as the entire human line of descent is traced back to the first man, Adam. Hence, the term Christ is called the Son of Man, traced back to the first man, Adam, is being recalled. The Son of Man is a direct reference to Jesus as coming from the first man, Adam. When Jesus said so many times he was the Son of Man, I believe Jesus was confirming his humanity as a man, hence the first human. So, by Jesus calling himself the Son of Man, Jesus was continually making a point that he was not a pre-existing being or God, but was a human being chosen by God to be the Messiah. Friends, this is all my own independent research that I have not seen written elsewhere, so if you believe I am wrong, don't let it go, but please let me know, as I am always learning. You are very welcome to read my full article on the link below. Thank you for seeing my research, and have a blessed week.